Hello guys and welcome to Dubai. This is episode 2 of the second season of our Motorsport Creator Team GT setup. Now, in the interim between the two races even, there has been a new lead designer come into the team, so that should help us out going forward. Her engine is better, everything else is slightly worse, but she has a lot more potential than our previous designer. So hopefully that's going to equate to good news for us. In the last race we finished crashed and fifth, so we're looking to hit the upper echelons here. We have fitted new suspension to both cars. Reason being, the suspension to reliability before we even looked at reliability was a lot better. So it makes sense to just deal with that. Basically, it makes sense to use the more reliable part. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the more reliable part. These guys are both going to go out straight off on the bounce. So apart from the fact Engelhardt crashed in the last race very early on, we had a decent race. Vosu, like I say, finished fifth. He could have probably finished fourth, but he can't win at all. So I'm still happy, despite the fact that Engelhardt crashed. I am still happy, and I'll keep going on about it. I'd hope he's gonna fucking get things sorted out. I have got another mechanic potentially coming in. He wants a lot of money though. It's the only downside. But we'll see how he looks going into the next season. So Vosu's happy with his cornering. We're gonna let him do. You want your ballast to come forward? Okay, well we'll get you in. We've got level 1 soft tyres and race trim now. It's not particularly fast lap. Let's get them both into overtake mode. You're going to stay out a little bit longer, Vosu, so you definitely want to do that. I feel like going for the high-end strategy means you seem to be able to get more knowledge. You can get around faster. So he wants the ballast moved forward, doesn't he? About like that. Is that happier? Nope, certainly not. I'm sure he said he wanted to move forward. So handling is great. Speed balance, we'll do that. We'll keep it the same. So you can go out. That's fine, mate. We'll get you in on the next one. You go push. We need you to get this knowledge up to full. We didn't quite hit level 3 in the last race, and that was disappointing. Hopefully we can get level 3 in both of these. So on level 2 for both of them. Let's get the slow down again. So what did he want again? I can't remember now. He wanted the handling softened, didn't he? I can't remember. So let's get the handling softened up for him. We're going to put into acceleration a little bit. I'm going to go slightly lower on the cornering. Hopefully that's going to sit as a great. There we go. Straight back out. Engelhardt will be coming in soon, and then we'll try to get him on the qualifying trim. I know we should probably look at getting these up to max, but we do want to potentially get some qualifying trim going. I did change the ballast, you asked for it, so that's what I did. So let's have a look at Engelhardt. He's going to get in a full lap before we bring him in. That's my intention. Should be enough time to set up to 6th. That's not bad, really. Let's get you going onto a push and attack. Set up the handling how it was before. So we've gone the wrong way with the handling for young Vosu here. That's fine. We can get him brought in. We will be hitting level 3 for both. So we'll get these guys both in and out onto qualifying trim. So great, excellent. So I'm not going to mess around with that. Take your 3 laps worth of fuel. Do we sit you on softs or do we sit you on inters? I feel like we sit him on inters just so. I'm saying it's Dubai. It's not going to rain, is it? Well, it could rain. We'll get some super softs on. Hopefully get him in ready for the qualifying. Out on super softs would be good. So, oh, my neck is absolutely killing me. It's been killing me the last few days, actually. So we want to go the other way to understeer. It's fine, we can do that for you. Drop that down to there. bring that ballast here. I feel like we should probably go a little bit further that way. Yeah. So, qualifying trim on a super softs. We set up for qualifying trim. We did set up for qualifying trim. So, off they go. Hopefully we can get the qualifying trim to level 1. If Foss is quick enough going out, we should be able to. How long's a lap? 1:21. So he should get around quick enough to get a flying lap out. Didn't quite give him enough fuel to do so, but oh well, one of those things. So Engelhart is the 6th fastest on. Let's go overtake, attack, overtake, attack. If I set the strategy, I want to stay there, keep that strategy, guys. You know, it's one of those things. He's happy with the handling. Should get level 1 for both super softs and qualifying trim, which will help us out when it gets to qualifying. Engelhart with the fastest of the qualifying. Voss is still down in 13th, but this should change it up into 1st. Actually faster than Engelhart. Wow. That being said, we did put Engelhart onto the aggressive one quite late. But 1st and 2nd in the practice. That's good. Vosu is actually the better driver by the looks of things. I know he's got more improvement to do, so we might start heading towards Vosu. Then again, he does have a broken rib, so that may come into play here. Why do you keep giving me light for medium tyres when we clearly want qualifying trim here? Super softs or softs? We'll go with softs actually. We want to go softs going into this race, don't we? We will get locked in to the softs. So let's change that to that. Same for you, we're going to change you to that. Cornering, I feel like we want to go a little bit further that way to cornering. I wonder if those little adjustments there will get us up to excellent, so we'll play with that. I'll have a look, get you out on those. If we can do one stoppers for these guys, I will be a happy man. Because the one stops really worked for Vosu in that last race. And because Engelhart does have the fast car, I'm hoping that worked for him. He does have the cracked ribs, which does mean that he is lower with regards to his stats. Means he won't be performing as well. But that's what happens when you crash like a fucking idiot. It's his own fault. That's all I can say there. It's his own fault. So everyone else has gone out on the super softs. We have gone out on the softs. Now, if we don't do very well on the super softs, I will change for the softs for it. But I'd rather keep it on the softs. It's going to be our thing. Olin, unsurprisingly, fastest in the sector. Fastest in the second sector. It's going to be Olin again, isn't it? Olin's just so good. Champion last season, didn't actually get promoted. It's crazy. So they're coming in. They're not bad. 2 seconds behind, though. Engelhart holding on to a 5th. So we need to switch on to these super softs by the looks of things. We are off target at the minute. Engelhart should, as long as no one goes faster after this, sit in Q2. We want to get Vosu up to Q2 as well though. So let's get our super softs on. Send you straight back out. Same for you, Vosu. Get you some super softs on, send you straight out. He's happier now, his setup's a lot better. So as it stands, they're going to be out in Q1. So we do need a good session here. So come on, boys. Come on, boys. Let's get this fucking sorted out. Get a perfect and a perfect and a perfect and a perfect, please. Overheated perfect, overheated perfect. That's better than kick to the cock, isn't it? So we're starting our flying laps for both drivers. How we're looking sector-wise. We're faster than the last one by half a second there. I didn't see what we were for Vosu, unfortunately. I was more concentrating. nearly 2 seconds faster and nearly a second and a half faster. Vosu was flying. So Engelhardt in 10th, Vosu in 18th. Vosu will be going out, unfortunately. He was a lot quicker in his previous run, but not quite quick enough, unfortunately. So Engelhardt getting into Q2. We're going to have to do Q2 here. Vosu is going to get pushed down probably to 19th. Olin, unsurprisingly, at the top. We don't do too well when it comes to non-rainy conditions, do we, ladies and gentlemen? We don't like... If we get the opportunity to vote out any of the desert races, we will try to. We want the wet weather. We want the wet weather. That's where we do well. So, going into Q2, we'll send them back out on the super softs. Don't particularly want to, but off we go. Just keep an eye on this. It's like in Dubai, it's not going to rain, is it? Has it ever rained in Dubai? Has it ever snowed in Dubai? Well, that'll be an interesting one. It probably has at some point. I know it's a desert. They do get rain every now and then, though. So it's just one of those... oh, hello. Fuck. Completely forgot about that. We will have to send Engelhardt out again. I'm sure someone's going to be watching this screaming at me, go for this, go for this. So half a second behind Olin. I don't know how that equates for us, really. Probably poorly. Yeah, very poorly. Cold tyres, cold brakes. Doesn't look good. Sononen was slower, but we are at this moment in time going out. So let's send them back out. Send you out on a new set of super softs. See, it's automatic this time round. Should go higher. If it doesn't do any better, we will be going out in 13th on the pole, which not brilliant, but it's not bad either. So we've got an overheated and perfect, respect from the last time, which was cold and cold. So let's see how far behind we are going to be. So going through into the first sector, 0.4, it's a little bit better than it was last time around. Into the second sector, we are looking at 0.98, again, still faster than we were. And coming into it, no improvement really, no improvement. That is disappointing. Going out in Q2, oh blimey, yawny, yawny, yawn. I get knackered. It's an early morning actually. I don't know why I'm up so early. I just am. I think I'm excited to just get this going again. I'm disappointed that we didn't do very well here though. I think 6th might be a push this season, especially after that first race. So NATO did get fastest in Q2, but Q2 doesn't matter. It's all about Q3 for the final positions. Please let me skip this. Please let me skip this game. There we go. So continue and continue. So let's simulate the session. Get this out of the way. It should be on full whack. It is. So watch Olin. It goes hop here. There we go. See, Olin's just a freak. If we could sign Olin, we would. He wouldn't want to join us, though. I don't think so. Anyway, we might. Should we have a look after this race? We'll have a look. See what he says about potentially joining us. I mean, look at him. He's a mentor. He's volunteering. His marketability is not that great. He gets an increase in Munich. Overall, he's really good. He's 36 though, so he's probably going to retire soon. So maybe we don't. So let's have a look at this. So soft tyres and race trim. We can't use mediums on this, I don't think. Soft tyres, race trim. Let's get into this setup. So it's 28 laps. We will get 14 to 16 on these softs. So that's what we're going to go for. We'll take 18 laps of fuel. And for you, 14 to 16, but they're going to go one stop as both of them. And you can take 16 laps of fuel. Vosu will come in first. Yeah. So push and overtake, push and overtake. I'm going to go back into this actually. I'm going to give 20 laps of fuel. And 18 laps of fuel. I know it sounds heavy, but I want to make sure going in that we've got enough to real push. I want to be able to go overtake mode all the way around, and we'll drop pushing after the first lap. So here we go. Olin, Holgersen, Verkroeser, Naito and Partanen are the top 5. So here it is, second race of the season. Can we improve on the last race? Engelhardt, can you finish? So let's get it up to the second push there. Engelhardt has already dropped down into 15th. Vosu has already dropped down into 20th. So probably not. We are getting a nice big charge on our battery. Engelhardt gaining a few positions there, going back up to 12th. Vosu up into 19th. Can Engelhardt make the most of this little bit of bunching here? Gain a position or two? No, not quite. Vosu has gone up to 17th. Engelhardt's probably going to get overtaken very shortly. We're going to keep an eye on this weather. Nothing much happening. Engelhardt down into 14th. Vosu still in 17th. Can we make the most of this here? So Vosu's managed to get up into 16th. Engelhardt is going to push around into 13th. No, he's just dropped down into 15th, unfortunately. But he's pushed back up into 14th. Vosu's sitting in 16th. Engelhardt's sitting there, still in 14th. What's going on here now? So can we push along here just to keep this going? Vosu's going to push too. Olin, unsurprisingly, fastest lap. He's the first on the board. But these guys will be coming in before us. Now we are going to drop our tyre down to neutral. We are going to try and get 14 laps at least out of these tyres. That is the plan anyway. We may bring in Vosu slightly earlier. Vosu might do 13 and then 15 with Engelhardt doing 14. So Engelhardt has dropped down to 15th very, very briefly. Vosu's sitting in 16th still. But we know that everyone else has got these super soft tyres. We have got the softs, but we are looking to do this in one stop. And it is doable. I think that is going to be our strategy. It needs to be our strategy. Vosu and Engelhardt looking to vie with each other. They are equal status though. I mean, Engelhardt has the worst car. Vosu's got a better car here, but I don't want to give him instructions to let his partner through. Engelhardt's dropping back here massively. Vosu's giving it a massive push, but we've got to remember Engelhardt is injured, so I'm just hoping he finishes the race and doesn't crash more than anything. So what we got going on here? So should we get Engelhardt to give it a bit of welly, and then Olin to give it a bit of welly as well? Olin, Vosu even. We do want to gain a few more positions here. Someone has pulled into the pit stop. That is good news. So we have gained a position there. 18th and 19th being Naito and Cannon. But we do know that some good riders will be pulling in soon. Olin's going to look into pit stop. Everyone on the super stop's looking to pit stop. So can we do something about this? Engelhardt pushing up into 12th. Vosu is going to try and keep up with him. Engelhardt up into 11th. Come on, Engelhardt. Let's take a few more positions out here. Up into 10th. 13th, 12th for Vosu. And we're looking strong, boys. We're looking strong. The tyre deg is looking a bit dodgy, unfortunately. So we're going to drop these down. We've got a few more guys coming into pit soon. Can we keep up with them? That is the question. Engelhardt's going to push. So is Vosu in 11th and 12th. It's not a bad position for us to be in this. This is where we want to be, really. Going to push up. We're in 10th and 11th. If we do want this 9th position, we didn't get the qualification bonus, but we can get the race bonus if we keep going. Now, I am a little bit worried about the tyre wear, I will admit. Oh, nice little manoeuvre there from Vosu, undertaking 2 drivers there, including our own. Can Engelhardt get past 10th? Now, that is the question. So, Vosu is going to come in first, if you remember rightly. He's still got a few more laps to do, unfortunately, but he does have the fuel to do so. We're up into 4th and 6th, or 4th and 5th now, even better. No, don't worry about conserving your fuel, mate. You're going to be coming in a lap 13. I say Engelhardt will be coming in lap 14, as long as they're quick enough. We are dropping positions again, unfortunately. The cars that we are racing against at this point are a lot better than ours. But 5th and 6th isn't bad. Isn't bad at all. I'll be happy with a 5th and 6th finish. We are looking to get at least 1 podium this season, though. So Holgenston is still to pit. Pernet's probably going to pit at some point soon. Naito I'm not too sure about, but everyone else has now gone back onto the softs. So where are we looking? Lap 10. We've still got the tyres and the fuel to do this. Engelhardt is dropping down into 7th. Probably going to go down into 8th. There we go. He's down into 8th. Vosu is still just about in 5th. He's going to go into 4th with Engelhardt going into 7th. Engelhardt gaining another position back into 6th. That was a nice little manoeuvre there on the inside. So Vosu is streaming away. Let's click on Vosu here. I know Engelhardt's having a little bit of a battle left 6th. Vosu though is doing really well. Let's get Engelhardt his boost along there. Maybe get undertake in back into 6th. Nope, he's still sitting in 7th. Vosu sitting in 4th. Can he get a little bit of distance between him and the next driver? Not quite. So we do have 2.92 laps worth of fuel remaining. We will be pitting him on the next one. We're getting some park condition problems here. We will have to do something with that. So if we go push a little bit on the tyres, going up to neutral, mate, you're losing positions. Once you've come around the corner, we are going to tell you to pit ready for the next lap. So let's get you on these softs. You've got 16 laps remaining. They do 16 laps. Let's give you 20 laps worth of fuel, so you can again 19. It's going to be a bit much otherwise. We will fix your gearbox. We don't really have the time to do it. We'll take a fast. We'll go balanced, and then afterwards we'll get Mr. Engelhardt in to do the same. So because of this, we will push. We want to gain a few positions back before going into the pit, help ourselves, give us a bit more chance. Engelhardt's looking at 31% battery charge, which is nice to see. We'll use that when we charge past the pits themselves, the pit wall. Let's have a look at Engelhardt here. He is struggling a little bit here. He's got a big group of people on his tail. Has gone up into 7th. Vosu is dropping down positions, which is expected. We knew that was going to happen. 19th is the expected position, but I don't think he's going to get that. Gearbox is good. That was a good little pit, actually. A little bit slow, but we needed to fix the gearbox. So Engelhardt to come in. We're going to give him 17 laps worth of fuel. We'll fix his gearbox as well. It's unfortunate again that we've got to do that. We'll take a risky one. Let's get down to Vosu. He is a long way off the pace at this point, but we know that a couple of these guys are going to have to pit in at least twice, whereas we have done our final pit of the race. Now, hopefully no mistakes for Engelhardt, please. Other drivers are in. There was a mistake in fueling. Tyres have gone through fine. Gearbox, we get that right. Can we get ahead of 17th? We can. Vosu ahead as well. So we've got 16th and 17th for Vosu and Engelhardt, and they are on the tail of 15th. Now, Engelhardt does have 22% battery charge, so when it comes to getting on that next little bit of straight, he is going to use that. He is battling with Vosu, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. You're going to conserve your tyres. Actually, no, you're going to go neutral for now. As are you. We've got to try and make these tyres last. So, how are we looking? Up to 15th and 16th. 17th are, well, what were 17th? Suero is in the pits. Can we catch up to Wilson? That is the question. We do have a nice big bit of battery charge here. We probably should use it very shortly. Guys are starting to go into the pit now. I don't think we're going to catch up with them in time, which is a little bit disappointing. Who's ahead of us? Amura and Taylor. Amura and Taylor there may be able to get ahead of them if we're fortunate enough. We do pull ahead of them into 13th and 14th. So this would be 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th. So we're looking to get here, preferably here. So Engelhardt in 13th. Vosu's just dropped a position down to 15th, unfortunately. Milado's got a pit. Milado has pitted. Can we get ahead of Milado? That is now the target. We can. Both drivers ahead, so into 12th and 14th. A few more drivers still in the pit. So Giuliani's probably going to come pitting soon. Partanen has pitted. We're not going to catch up with Partanen. We're going to try and get ahead of who's in 8th, Nevin Meyer, if we can. I get the feeling he's probably going to have to pit before long. We're going to come back on the tyres. We've got to make these last another 9 laps. We can carry on excessive fuel pushing. 12th and 14th at the minute. We are massively off target. Now, the bonuses I've given the new staff members means that if we finish above 4th, we end up paying a lot of money out. But that is fine. It's going to be worth it in the long run. I've put our finances back onto putting medium amount of money aside for next season's car, so 600,000. First race we had 300,000 going into it. So Farah's going to have to pit soon. Basically, I want enough money to see next season through. So Engelhardt is where we're going to concentrate on again. Vosu seems to be coming off the pace a little bit. I don't know if it's the amount of fuel he's got or just the strategy we've got with the tyres. There are guys pitting. Farah is pitting now. We should be able to pull ahead of him, gain an extra position. Same for Vosu. So we've got to 12th and 15th for our drivers at the minute, which isn't bad. It's not where we want to be, though. We want to be up in the 9th and 10th positions, really, at least. But we have dropped another position of Engelhardt. NATO is a very, very good driver. It's unfortunate that he is sitting back this far. So, as I say, we're going to look to not pit. We know Holgerson's going to have to pit. We know Verkreuser's going to have to pit. Nebenmeyer's probably going to have to pit. Giuliani may be able to see it through to the end. And I don't think we're going to catch up with 1st or 4th. Holgerson has pitted. We're definitely not going to catch up with him. We may be able to catch up with any of the guys first. NATO's probably going to have to pit, I should imagine. There are 5 laps left, so I don't know how he's going to get through on those tyres. We're going to hold on to this charge for now. Hopefully Vosu can pull his finger out, get moving a bit more. I think it's just a lack of ability with his engine. We are building another engine. It's not going to be a very good one, but it is an improvement, and we're going to build another engine straight away afterwards. Yes, you do have a couple of dodgy looking parts, mate, but unfortunately you're going to have to deal with it. That is the problem with racing early on in the season. Everything is unreliable. 14th on our tail is going to go into the pits, which means that Vosu has the chance to pull ahead into 14th. Engelhardt into 11th. Engelhardt is unfortunately going to lose out to Suero. Suero is a good driver, but he does need to pit soon. So hopefully if our parts last, we can make the most of that and get ahead of him again. Who is in the pit? Verkreuser is in the pit at the minute. Vosu is lagging behind, unfortunately. I don't think he's going to gain anything out of this. Let's get a nice big push of Engelhardt back up into 10th. Vosu into 12th. He'll lose that position pretty much straight away, unfortunately. That's just how it is. We are going to dial back on the fuel with Engelhardt. Vosu can keep on high pushing. We just need to make sure we've got enough fuel to last the remaining 3 laps. Vosu should have enough to do so. Anyone ahead of us looking to pit? NATO's looking to pit. We can take NATO, I believe. Did NATO pit? NATO did pit. That's fine. So Engelhardt in 9th. He does have Farah on his arse, though. That is the only issue. I don't think we're going to be able to hold on to 9th. Unfortunately, we're going to have to ignore that. I know you're at 19%. Please see out the last 2 laps. I don't want to be having to pit at this point. Everyone else is struggling, so you can struggle along too. Try to keep hold of your position, though. Please, please, please stay ahead. Keep into 9th. If we can get 9th and 12th here, that'll be good. So we're going to go attacking on those tyres. Going to overtake. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go push and push. Same with you. You can start pushing on your tyres a little bit. How are we looking? 19%. That is going to degrade a lot further, unfortunately. Vosu has lost a position. We're expecting him to. I mean, Holgerson's back there, so that's kind of expected. Coming into this last lap, we're going to go medium. Engelhardt's holding on to 8th. He is also going to attack on those tyres. Going to medium, going to attack. So Vosu finished 13th. Engelhardt, can you get 7th? He's pushing for 7th. Oh, just blocked out there. I don't think he's going to manage it. He has managed it. That is nice. Good manoeuvres. 7th for Vosu, for Engelhardt. So 7th for 13th. That's a lot better than in the previous race where it was crash. Yeah, that crash. But as you can see, I think if Engelhardt didn't have his broken rib, he'd be further up there. But that was a one-stopper, and that is good to see. I think we weren't the only ones. Nid and Meyer done a one-stopper. It's not a popular tactic, but it works for us. No rules broken. Falco up here, pushing up, Vosu there. So we're looking at Olin at the top with Giuliani and Griffin in 2nd and 3rd respectively. Vosu is in 9th with Falco in 14th, haven't actually finished a race at this point. We have gone back up to 6th, which is where we need to be sitting. I am going to target 5th this season. I want to try and improve on last season, get ahead of Oakham here. Blue Ball Racing suck. I know they did well today, but I don't care, they suck. Cheers, Yijun. I think you suck. How about go? So yeah, that's not a bad result really. That was a lot better than the previous race. I know Vosu didn't do as well, but I'm not arguing with that at all. So our car will be absolutely fucking wrecked after that race. It is unfortunate, that's just how it is. Reliability at this stage is really low. I don't know why they can't hold on to the reliability that they had from last season. We worked hard getting the reliability up, and the reliability then just gets fucking shot to bits. I don't get it. I really don't. But we came 5th in that race overall. Engelhardt has improved massively. So has Vosu. Zineda just doesn't matter at all. And our marketability did go up. Lost 431 grand in that race. That is disappointing. That partly is because we're putting more money aside for the car. So how are we looking? I don't know if you can see these green bars through here, but as you can see, things are getting better. We do have the 7th best drivers. That's gone down from last season. 6th best staff. 2nd best headquarters, even though we've not improved anything at all. 6th best sponsors, and the 2nd best car. So we do have a better car than last season. Always good to see. Alex Barbosa was not happy with her contract, unfortunately. Let's do this interview. Croyce had a bit of disaster. Nabil is an excellent driver. Yeah. Let's have a look at Nabil in a second, shall we? See if he wants to join us. So Alex Barbosa is not happy with his signing on fee or his wages. See, this is getting a bit expensive now, mate. That's the problem. I'll give you that medium contract. See if you go for that. So let's have a look at where is home the Chrysler. We're going to scout him. We're going to have a look at him. See, he looks like he's going to be a strong driver. If he's a strong driver and he's happy to talk to us, and he's not too expensive, we might go for him. That's the thing. Anyway, this is going to be the end of the episode. If you enjoyed the episode, please like and subscribe. Leave me a little comment. Talk to me. I'm quite happy to talk back. I'm an open guy. I'm an open book. I try not to swear as much as I do in my videos, but I can't promise anything. And I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.